the amps, and we'll start with the amps. And in the background is that's a Bricasti reverb, which is a really great reverb that's running in stereo, which is cool. It's a very big sound. These are Paul Reed Smith amps. Paul and I have exhaustively, we talk every morning, sometimes twice, 3 times a day, and we've been going back and forth making this amp the single greatest production amp ever made. And we are almost over the finish line, and just a couple more little things to go. We're only moving a little at a time so we don't overshoot something and miss it. They're incredible amps. I'll definitely have them on stage for the Dead & Company shows. Who's engineering these sessions? These aren't really sessions. They're more just like, consider this like a boxing ring. Sort of like a little ring, little Gold's Gym, you know. This was a deluxe that Chris Fleming from the Custom Shop, Fender Custom Shop, built. He built an amp, and he actually built it with some help from Howard Dumble, Alexander Dumble, whatever name you want to use. Some people might know that name. And it's a really great amp. I've used this a lot. I used it on the Barbra Streisand record. I used it, maybe I didn't use it on the Barbra Streisand record. I used it on the American Pie Letterman thing. It's been on tons of records. It's a really bulletproof, dependable Fender amp, and I was messing around with putting it into a extension cabinet. But you really can't get more headroom off a deluxe. Here's what I've learned about Fender amps. They're really just made to go to about 2 or 3. And then after that, you're in distortion. You're in distortion range. So they're really meant to be very quiet amps. That's not my guitar, that's Chad's guitar, Chad's amp. TP I always travel with. Plans to record in Montana? Yeah. This room will have plenty of more records, both by myself and other artists made in it. So that's the amp situé. Let's go look over here at the guitar coffin. We got a couple things. This is a very cool guitar. This is a one-off nickel-plated Strat, which I don't know if it has anything to do with the sound, but it sounds a little bit like it's nickel-plated sonically, which I like. It's kind of just a little more high-endy, a little more, I don't want to say metallic, but it's a little brassier, which I like. This you might recognize as the guitar that I play Edge of Desire on. It's really kind of, well, actually I did some blues sessions not long ago and I played that guitar and loved it. And that's the very guitar that I played Edge of Desire on the record. I borrowed it from a guy, and then I had to have it. So if you're a guitar dealer and you want to make a sale, get me to play one of your guitars on a record, and I'll have to end up buying it because I'm a completist. This is the Clapton Cream 335. Not cream colored, obviously. That's crazy. We can see very plainly that it's red. This is a reissue of the 335 he played in cream, and you might have seen this on the Trio tour. I think I played Out of My Mind on this guitar, did I? Or did I play it on? Maybe I did. I think I did, because I would have played that style of guitar on it. This is the first PRS guitar that I played, and I went, holy moly. And I played that, not to drop the name twice, but at the Clapton birthday shows at Madison Square Garden. And at first, people were like, what are you doing that for? And then they heard the guitar, and they went, oh, that's why you did that. And if you've seen the last Instagram with the guitar in it, it was what became this guitar. It was hanging upside down. It had yet to be painted, well, sprayed, sunburst. And just like the amp, we're kind of doing these at the same time. This guitar is really close now. Now it's getting fun. And just because I like these kinds of things, I mean, if you can get it, why not ask for it? Why not get your name inlaid on the neck heel, mother of pearl, and you get that on, get that great handwriting that says "custom built for John Mayer." It's gotta be what like skateboarders experience, where they just get like new skateboards. They're like golfers get new clubs and stuff. It's cool. This is This is the gear. This is, I recorded something like Olivia on that guitar, and some other stuff. It's a 61 Strat, Olympic white, and here's what's so cool about it, hardtail. So it's really, really light. This guitar's really light. You guys might know that guitar. This somehow quickly became the kind of like go-to stage guitar over the last 2 or 3 years. You've seen that guitar a lot. There's that screenshot of that bar right there. And here's what's cool about it. I mean, when I got it, it didn't have as much of that on it. That's me. You can see those pick lines there. That's also me, and that's probably a little bit of me, though. I'm not sure how much. But that guitar is actually... Here's the thing about the years. You look back and you go, oh, I've had this guitar for 10 years. I mean, I've had this guitar for almost exactly 10 years. And the first time this guitar was on a record was on the Continuum record. And you go, wow, that's 10 years ago. So it's not like you get older. Shit just gets farther behind you. That's about it. And this was the first prototype PRS that Paul built for me, which is kind of holding its own as a really good, solid, usable 24/7 guitar. We just came a little closer on things like scale length on this one. And this one's like a Ferrari to play. That's really cool. And I wanted to get the F-hole in there. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm about to reveal, this is a preamp. This is the preamp volume. This is the, when this is off, this is the passive volume. This is a treble boost. And this is the tone. And then you got 5-way like a Strat. And then you've got coil taps here. And so you've got between preamp, treble boost, coil taps, 5-way, you've got a whole bunch of paints to mess with. It does have a battery. It does have a battery. It lasts a really, really long time. These are great pickups. If you ever get a PRS, you gotta get 58 and 15s. That's what these and these are. This is one that Paul made for me because you know, if you're doing the Grateful Dead music, you kind of have to have a middle pickup. Some of you might have noticed that Trey even had a middle pickup in his guitars when he was doing the Fairly Well shows. Really is sort of what makes the instrument for that music sound like the instrument for that music. And what else, you guys? First show that you know of? Madison Square Garden. What's it like practicing with those guys? It's phenomenal, man. You know what happens? The first time I started playing, I realized I started to get a little nauseous because of how excited I was. And then I realized I do this thing where I get so excited when I play that I push my Adam's apple out. Like I can do this. Like as I'm playing, I do this. I don't make a noise, but I go like as I play. And my throat hurts from going like, so, needless to say, it is a visceral high to float. I always call it float in that music. It's like, to play guitar on that stuff, it's just the greatest. It's the greatest way to play the guitar of those songs. I gotta imagine it's what a surfer, it's a great way for a surfer, you know. How do I sing through a concert without losing my voice? I'll be the first to admit that I've got some vocal confidence issues I need to get over. Which, because I was singing really well once I got to the end of, like this time last year, I got to the end of some touring and my voice felt good. You just take care of yourself and you know that by the end of a show you're going to be a little hoarse and you go to bed. You go to bed. That's what you do, you sleep. Where's my vaporizer? I don't have a vaporizer. Keep that stuff up. I'm 37, man. 37. That's my favorite Grateful Dead song. Changes by the Day. Changes by the Day. That'd be a great song. That's not a song. That is an answer. But if the Grateful Dead had a song called Changes by the Day, I bet it'd be one of my favorites. Please sing new songs. Favorite pedals? Well, you've got the Tube Screamer. Now that's the old original what do they call it? TS-808. And that has the Texas Instruments JRC 143 chip. This is the old trusty octopus. That's the original way huge octopus. That's not the Dunlop reissue. This, of course, is the Klon Centaur. Now, when I bought this, this was the, like, sort of low-end Centaur. It was the silver one. Everybody knew, like, in the late 90s, the gold one was the one to get. So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to buy the gold one. That's too much money. I'll get the silver one. Now it's the same thing. It's really hard to find, and I wish I had another one, but it's built so well, I don't need another one, really. This is the Qtron. This is the Mu-FX, which is built by the guy who was, who used to work at Mutron and built the original Mutron envelope filter you hear on, like, Fire on the Mountain and stuff like that. But I really like this Qtron. It has a little more personality for me that I like. This is a pedal you've never seen before. This is a Keeley. Keeley built this pedal for me, and it's it's like different. It's a lead boost, a rhythm boost, and a compressor in the same box, which I thought was really cool. If you are going for the straight up 70s, what we might call the Jerry Distortion thing, you go for the Mxr Distortion Plus. That's the vintage, sort of like, it's quite a color, isn't it? There you go. And if you look at it and realize it's from the early 80s, possibly late 70s, I don't know enough about it, it's got that old appliance color that everything was painted. Like your freezer would be painted that color. So just know at some point, somebody thought that color was saleable, compelling, interesting. Got some wah pedals, and then this is a great pedal. Pete Cornish builds these really military-grade pedals. He built this delay pedal. This is the second version of something he calls a TES, which is a tape echo simulator, I should say. And it's really based off a Boss, like, what do you call it? DD3, I think, is what, it's just a digital delay, but he's put some capacitors in it and stuff so you can get this really warm tape sound off it. It's real nice. And that's about it, you know. I'm gonna plug in and play, get an hour or two in, and I'm gonna play with this boy for a while. You're the man. Let me see what else anybody. You guys have been. No XFX. No, but I do have a Kemper, which I like a lot. I have a Kemper Profiler, which I've been using in the house, sort of as a bedroom style amp, and it's great. A little scared. It's missing a little bit of. It's missing a little bit of something, but not much. There's maybe like 4 or 5 very complex they're sort of suites. And I've got at the middle of some of those suites to work out. Never seen Game of Thrones. First guitar I ever got was a Washburn Acoustic. And somebody in my family has it, I think. I don't know where it is. Where's the blue agave strap with red striping? I don't know what you're talking about. Blue agave strap with red striping. String gauge 10s. I play acoustic a lot. I've got a D45 down at the house. And, well, that might be fair after all of this, to play some guitar for a minute. Let's see here. These aren't totally matched up in some respect. Let's see here. Let's see here. I don't know if that's even facing right, but who cares? I mean, you care, but I don't care as much as you care, but I want to do right by you guys, so let's see here. This is the guitar that I was playing that pedal steel stuff today on my Instagram. By the way, I dress in workout gear all day out here. I take my showers usually at dinner time because I run around and get dirty and work out. I don't know, because no one's seeing. This is us. We're just hanging out.